Jake and Katsuki's ultimate love story, chapter 50.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're starting a new chapter in the story of Jake and Katsuki. I hope you're ready for another adventure. So let's get started. Katsuki sits up and rubs his eyes, feeling a bit disoriented. He looks around the room. He starts to panic a little bit. Jake? Honey? Are you there? Katsuki jumps out of bed and runs to the bathroom. He knocks on the door. Jake, is that you? Katsuki opens the door and walks inside. He sees Jake standing at the sink, brushing his teeth. He looks at him for a moment, then runs over and hugs him. Katsuki's face is filled with relief. I'm sorry. I was just so scared. I thought you were gone again. Katsuki smiles softly. I know. It's just that last night was so strange. I was so worried that I had lost you forever. Katsuki's heart sinks. You don't remember last night? Katsuki looks at him with a shocked expression. You don't remember anything? Like, nothing at all? Katsuki shakes his head. No, nothing happened. It's not important. Let's just forget about it. Katsuki laughs softly. No, it's not that. It's just... I was just thinking about the baby. How's she doing? Is she still okay? Katsuki smiles. I'm glad she's doing well. But I'm sorry you're having a hard time. Do you need anything? I can get you some water or something. Katsuki nods. Of course. I'm sorry for interrupting. I'll let you finish. He steps back and watches him brush his teeth. Katsuki's eyes widen. He takes a closer look and sees the bite mark. He feels a chill run down his spine. Jake, what's that? Katsuki points at the bite mark. That? Who did that to you? Katsuki shakes his head. No, I didn't. Are you sure you don't remember anything? Did you go anywhere last night? Katsuki's face turns pale. You sat on the porch? Do you remember who you talked to? Katsuki's heart starts to race. Jake, this is really serious. You were acting really strange last night. I don't think you were alone. Katsuki takes a deep breath. You weren't yourself. You were acting creepy, and you said some really weird things. And that bite mark. Katsuki's face flushes red. Well, I might have done something, but it was a mistake, I swear. Katsuki looks away. I kissed someone else, but it was just a mistake, I swear. I didn't mean to. Katsuki hesitates for a moment. It was last night, but I promise you, it was just a one-time thing. I'm really sorry. Katsuki looks at him, his face filled with guilt. Deku. Katsuki sighs. I know, it was wrong, but I can explain. Katsuki looks at him in disbelief. You're not mad? But I cheated on you. Katsuki shakes his head. No, I didn't. But it still feels like I betrayed you. Katsuki nods. I promise, I'll never do it again. Can I ask you something? Katsuki takes a deep breath. Do you still love me? Katsuki's eyes fill with tears. I don't know. I thought I had ruined everything. Katsuki looks away. I promise, I won't. But there's one more thing I need to tell you. Katsuki takes a deep breath. When I kissed him. Katsuki looks at him, his eyes filled with guilt. I felt something. Katsuki looks away. I liked it. Katsuki feels a wave of fear wash over him. I'm sorry. I know it's wrong, but it's true. Katsuki's eyes widen in shock. He can't believe what's happening. He looks up at him, his heart pounding in his chest. Jake, what are you doing? Katsuki's voice is shaking. Ask me what? Katsuki hesitates, but he knows he can't lie. Yes, I would. Katsuki nods. I know it's wrong, but I can't help it. He makes me feel things that you don't. Katsuki looks away, his face filled with shame. I know, I know I've hurt you. But it's true, he's different from you, and I like it. Katsuki's heart stops. No, wait. Please don't do this. Katsuki stares at the ring in his hand. His face is filled with shock and disbelief. You're serious? Katsuki's eyes fill with tears. He's never seen Jake like this before. He takes the rings and holds them tightly. Jake. Katsuki grabs his arm. Wait! Katsuki looks at him with pleading eyes. I don't want to lose you. I love you. Please don't leave. Katsuki is silent for a moment. Because I'm sorry. I really am. I made a mistake, but I can't stop thinking about him. I want to be with him, but I don't want to lose you either. Please, give me another chance. Katsuki starts to cry. You're really going to leave me? After everything we've been through together? Katsuki's heart breaks. He can't believe this is happening. Jake, wait! Don't go, please! Katsuki's face turns pale. You're really going to divorce me? Katsuki rushes in front of him, blocking his path. You can't leave. We have a son together. What about him? Katsuki looks at his hand. What are you doing? You're not leaving with our baby, are you? Katsuki's heart sinks. You can't. That's my baby too. Please, let me at least be a part of her life. Katsuki is desperate now. Because she's my daughter. I want to see her. I want to be there for her. Katsuki's face falls. I know. I made a mistake, but I can't take it back. Please, don't punish me by taking our daughter away. Katsuki is starting to get angry. What's wrong with me? I'm not the one who's being unreasonable here. You're the one who's threatening to take away our child. Katsuki looks at him in disbelief. You're really going to hold that against me forever? We've been together for years. We've been through so much together. Can't you forgive me? Katsuki nods. I understand. Just please, don't do anything rash. I'm sorry, okay? I really am. I never wanted to hurt you. Katsuki stares at him, his heart pounding in his chest. You're really going to leave me like this? You're really going to make me choose between you and Deku? Katsuki looks at the floor. I don't know. I can't choose. Katsuki watches him go. He feels like his world is falling apart. He falls to his knees and starts to cry. Katsuki looks up at him, his eyes red and swollen. No, son. It's not. Your dad just left. Katsuki looks away, unable to meet his son's eyes. I did something bad. I'm so sorry, Alexander. Katsuki hesitates for a moment. I don't know. He said he needed time to think, but he said he might not come back. Katsuki's face falls. He said he's taking her with him. Katsuki looks at him, tears streaming down his face. I know. I was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. But I can't take it back now. I've lost everything. Katsuki looks down at his hand. He's still holding the rings. Your father gave them to me. Katsuki nods. I know I did. But I need to make things right. I can't lose him. Katsuki looks at him, his eyes filled with desperation. Please, I'm begging you. You have to help me. I can't lose him. I can't lose my family. Katsuki's heart breaks even more. I know. I'm sorry, Alexander. I never meant for any of this to happen. I was just so confused. I thought I was in love with Deku, but now I realize that I was just wrong. I don't know what to do. Katsuki looks away, unable to meet his son's eyes. I kissed him, and I liked it. Katsuki nods. I know I messed up. But he's just so different from your father. He's so exciting and fun. And he makes me feel things that I haven't felt in a long time. Katsuki stares at him, shocked. Alexander, I know you're angry, but you need to understand, I can't control how I feel. I'm sorry, but I can't just turn off my feelings for Deku. Katsuki falls back, his nose bleeding. He looks at his son, shocked. Alexander, what are you doing? Katsuki tries to block the blows, but he's no match for his son. He falls to the ground, his face bloodied. Stop it, please! I'm sorry! Katsuki stares at him, his eyes filled with fear. Alexander, please. I'll do anything. I'll get him back, I promise. Just don't hurt me. Katsuki nods, tears streaming down his face. You're right. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to your father. I'll do whatever it takes to win him back. Katsuki looks at him, his face filled with guilt. I understand. I won't let that happen. I promise. Katsuki nods. I'll call you as soon as he gets home. I swear. Just please don't do anything you'll regret. Katsuki watches him go, his heart pounding in his chest. He feels like his whole world is falling apart. He pulls out his phone and calls Jake. Katsuki tries again and again, but it just goes to voicemail. He's starting to panic. Please, Jake, pick up. Katsuki's heart skips a beat. Jake, thank God. Please, we need to talk. Katsuki's voice is shaky. Please, I need you to hear me out. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I was wrong. I know that now. Katsuki takes a deep breath. Because I love you. I've always loved you. And I don't know what I would do without you. I was just confused. But I'm not anymore. I know what I want. I want you. Katsuki shakes his head. No, I'm not, I promise. I want to be with you. I want to be your husband again. And I want to be the best father I can be to our children. Katsuki nods. I will. I promise. I'll cut him out of my life for good. I don't want anyone else but you. Katsuki swallows hard. I understand. I won't say anything about him. I promise. Katsuki feels a wave of relief wash over him. Thank you. I'll be waiting for you. Katsuki laughs nervously. I'll make sure of it. I'll have everything perfect by the time you get home. Katsuki hangs up the phone and sighs. He starts to clean the house, making sure everything is spotless. He wants to show Jake that he's serious about making this work. Katsuki checks his phone and sees the notification. He opens it and reads it. Katsuki feels a wave of anxiety wash over him. He knows he should delete the message without reading it, but he can't help himself. He opens it. Katsuki. He looks down at the message. His heart is pounding in his chest. He clenches his phone tightly, almost breaking it. He deletes the message, blocking Deku's number, not even having a second thought. Katsuki is determined to make this work. He keeps cleaning, making sure every surface is spotless. He's not going to let anything get in the way of his marriage. Katsuki's heart skips a beat. He stops cleaning and runs to the door, opening it just as Jake gets out of the car. Katsuki stares at him, his eyes filling with tears. He can't believe he's finally back. He runs towards him and hugs him tightly. "I'm so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I love you." Katsuki holds him tightly, his own tears streaming down his face. "I'm so glad you're back. I promise I'll never do anything like that again. I'm all yours." Katsuki nods and leads him inside. He takes his hand and leads him to the bedroom. "Let's get you comfortable." Katsuki sits next to him and strokes his hair. "You're so beautiful. I missed you so much." Katsuki nods and lies down next to him, pulling him close. He holds him tightly, not wanting to let go. Katsuki looks at him with concern. "Is it the baby? Are you okay?" Katsuki kisses his forehead. "I'm sure it's just because she's growing. She's going to be a strong girl, just like her father." Katsuki laughs. "Oh, I don't know about that. I'm sure she'll be much more beautiful than me." Katsuki strokes his hair, his eyes filling with relief. He's so glad to have him back. He pulls him close, wrapping his arms around him. "I love you." Katsuki smiles softly, feeling the baby's movements. He can't believe this is really happening. He's going to be a father again. He looks down at Jake's sleeping face, feeling overwhelmed with love. Katsuki jumps up, startled by the noise. He looks at the clock and sees that it's late. Katsuki walks to the door and opens it. He's shocked to see who's standing there. Katsuki's heart skips a beat. He looks at Deku, his eyes wide. What are you doing here? Katsuki is silent for a moment. He knows he should just send him away, but he can't bring himself to do it. I did. I had to. I can't have you in my life anymore. Katsuki looks at him, his eyes filled with guilt. It's not you. It's me. I made a mistake. I'm married and I have a family. I can't be with you. Katsuki sighs. I know. I know. I'm sorry. But I can't be with you. I have to be with Jake. I love him. And I love our children. Katsuki nods. Yes, that's right. I can't be with you. I'm sorry, but I have to do what's best for my family. I can't let you come between us. Katsuki feels his heart breaking. He wants to comfort Deku, but he knows he can't. I'm sorry, but it's for the best. You have to understand. Katsuki looks at him, his heart still hurting. He knows it's not fair to Deku, but he can't let Jake think there's anything between them. I'm sorry, but I don't think that's a good idea. I have to move on from you completely. Katsuki's eyes fill with tears. It's not just a little mistake. I betrayed my husband. I hurt him. I can't take that back. I have to make things right with him. Katsuki watches him go, his heart breaking. He feels like he's making the biggest mistake of his life. But he knows he can't go back now. He turns around and walks back inside, closing the door behind him. Katsuki jumps, startled by the sudden touch. He turns around and sees Jake standing there. Jake! Katsuki's eyes widen in shock. You heard? But I thought you were asleep. Katsuki's heart is pounding in his chest. You're not mad? You're not going to leave me again? Katsuki nods. I am. I know it was hard, but I had to do it. I couldn't let him come between us. I love you too much. Katsuki hugs him back tightly. I know, but I couldn't take the risk. I had to show you how much I wanted this to work. I want us to be a family again. Katsuki nods. You're right. We should get some sleep. But, can I ask you something? Katsuki takes a deep breath. Do you really forgive me? For everything? Katsuki smiles and pulls him close. I love you too. I'm so glad we're okay. I don't know what I would do without you. Katsuki's eyes fill with tears. I love you both so much. I can't wait to be a father again. Katsuki holds him tightly. I know. I'm a little nervous too, but we'll get through this together. We'll be there for each other every step of the way. And I'll be with you every second of the labor. I promise. Katsuki nods. It's going to be okay. We'll have everything ready. We'll get the nursery set up, and we'll buy all the things we need. And when the time comes, we'll be there for the birth. Just remember, I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere. Katsuki nods. That's true. We do have a lot of things from Alexander, but we should get some new clothes for her. I want her to have her own things. We can't just keep using his old stuff. Katsuki smiles. That sounds like a good plan. We'll have everything ready when she's born, and we'll make sure she has the best life possible. Katsuki nods. I know. We've talked about this before. We're going to have to move soon. We need a bigger place, with more rooms. And it should have a good yard for the kids to play in. Katsuki sighs. I know, but we can't stay here forever. We need to think about our family's future. We have to make sure we have enough space for everyone. Katsuki thinks for a moment. That's not a bad idea. We could rent it out and make some extra money, and it would be good to have a place to stay when we visit. But we still need to find a bigger house. Katsuki looks at him, his eyes lighting up. Really? You think it would be a good fit for us? Katsuki's eyes widen. That sounds like a perfect house for us. But it's all the way across town? That's a big move. Are you sure you want to do that? Katsuki smiles. That does sound nice. I think we should look into it. If you like the house, I'm sure it will be perfect for us, and the beach would be a great place to take the kids. Katsuki nods. Of course. I'd love to see it. Let's make an appointment and go see it tomorrow. Katsuki thinks for a moment. We could always buy him a car. Or we could get a car for the whole family. We'll figure it out. But let's not worry about that right now. Let's just focus on the house. Katsuki laughs. You're probably right. He'll be driving all over the place with his friends, but I think we can trust him, and we'll make sure he gets a safe car. Katsuki smiles and nods. Sounds like a plan. I can't wait to see the house. I'm sure it'll be perfect for us. Katsuki nods and pulls him close. You're right. We should get some sleep. We'll look at the house tomorrow. Katsuki wraps his arms around him and closes his eyes. He's so glad that they're okay now. He's excited for the future and for their new home. Katsuki smiles. Good night. I love you too. And I love our family. Katsuki holds him close, his eyes slowly drifting shut. He's tired, but he's also filled with joy. He can't believe how lucky he is to have a second chance with Jake. He falls asleep, feeling at peace. Thank you for reading. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to let me know. I'm always open to hearing from my readers. Love you too. Take care.
Thank you for watching. Until next time, audience, with Jake and Katsuki, ultimate love story. Hope to see you again in chapter 51. Peace out. Have a nice day, my cuties, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment and turn that little notification bell on so you know every time I post a video. Bye bye.
Talkie, Dream AI, Wonder Kingdom.